The 90s and 2000s, the days when football was not merely a game. It was magic, sweat, and glory condensed into 90 unforgettable, thrilling minutes. Let's go back in time and compare what the all-time greatest players of that golden age looked like back then, and how they appear today. Ronaldo Nazario, the first phenomenon. Then, lightning in boots, defenders shuddered at the mere mention of his name. Now, a businessman, a club owner, with that typical smile still preserved. Ronaldinho, the sorcerer. The joy he caused on the field was unmatched. Today he is the same cheerful guy, retired, but still captivating people with his presence. Cafu, the tireless right-wing workhorse of Brazil. In his time, he never ran out of steam. Nowadays he's matured like a fine wine. Fit, sharp, and unbowed. Roberto Carlos, left foot as cannon. His free kicks shattered physics. Bald and hip now, his mystique hasn't lost a single day. Zinedine Zidane, poise, panache, genius. He dominated with calm authority. Manager, mentor now, and still the same stern figurehead we all admired. Thierry Henry, a master of smooth finishes. Highbury to World Cup glory. Now, suits and studios, dissecting the game with notions and passion. Patrick Vieira, old-timer midfield powerhouse and leader. The pulse of Arsenal back then, now directing from the sideline as a manager. David Trezeguet, deadly ice in his heart. Tired now, but he wears well. Still the same cool striker, only without the boots. Lilian Thuram, the philosopher in defense. His locks grayer, but his voice is booming as ever, off the pitch. Oliver Kahn, untamed intensity. His glare intimidating. Now, either behind a desk or on the mic, still in charge. Michael Ballack, the German midfield general. Forceful, authoritative, now grayer with salt and pepper hairs and a statesman-like air. Miroslav Klose, unobtrusive but deadly. World Cup top scorer. Now low-key coach. Unobtrusive but just as precise. Raul, the embodiment of Real Madrid's heart. He led by example. Now a coach to the new generation with the same quiet authority. Nando Hierro, a wall at the back. Now suited, grayed, and just as dominating in leading roles. Luis Enrique, former all-round soldier on the pitch, today a tough tactician, leading Spain with passion and vision. Paolo Maldini, class in every step. The defender who grew up like a mature Milan vintage, today a football administrator, and still the coolest cat. Alessandro Del Piero, that classic curl into the top corner. Today he wears suits, commentates, and still exudes that gentlemanly charm. Francesco Totti, the king of Rome, legend, loyal, more star now than player but still carrying the eternal flame. Gianluigi Buffon, a legend who's yet to hang up his boots. His hair has streaks of gray, but the fire in his eyes, still burning. Fabio Cannavaro, short for a center half but enormous in stature. Today he's muscled, bald, and unflappable, going about things with pride. Gabriel Batistuta, the Lion of Florence, terrified everybody with every goal, living low profile these days, long hair and tough looks. Juan Sebastian Veron, the brain of the midfield, that shaved head and belligerence, still there, just now in business suits. Ariel Ortega, the Argentine mystery, dribbling at top pace, living low profile nowadays, playing his mastermind games only for himself. Javier Zanetti, Inter Milan's indefatigable captain. He wore out like steel. Now a VP, still pulling the strings off the pitch. Hernan Crespo, elegance in front of goal. Now a coach with a smooth face and that same striker strut. Luis Figo, the wizard of the wing. Betrayed Barcelona, overpowered Madrid, now as smooth as ever. An international football face. Rui Costa, refined and creative. These days he's Benfica's president, still shaping Portuguese football. Deco, small in height, large in character, now a player in a different sport, but no less resourceful. George Weah, the only African Ballon d'Or winner. From netting goals to running a nation, now president of Liberia. JJ Okocha, so good they named him twice, still possesses that spark in his smile today. Hidetoshi Nakata, Japan's football hero turned fashion icon, stylish on and off the pitch. Samuel Eto'o, ice-cold finisher, tough competitor, now a football president, and no less tough in boardrooms. Didier Drogba, the man who ended a civil war with a goal, today an activist and icon, his charisma unchanged. Dennis Bergkamp, the Iceman, his football was art, now quietly, out of the spotlight, shaping young players. Edgar Davids, the pitbull with the goggles, now grayer but no less tough and still unstoppable. Roy Keane, a fighter, On the field, a commander. Nowadays, a brutally blunt pundit with just as much passion. Ryan Giggs. Football longevity in human form. Once the red fastest man on legs. Now older, incendiary, but football history. David Beckham. From free kick icon to global icon. His transformation? From football boots to billion-dollar suits. Andrea Pirlo. The maestro. Cool then, cooler now. You can't get older than perfection. Clarence Seedorf. The one and only man to have won the Champions League with 3 clubs. Now walking like a statesman, sounding like a philosopher. Robbie Keane. Ireland's finest. Goal after goal. Now a coach, mentor, and motivator. Christian Vieri. Italy's bull of a forward. Now doing a podcast, keeping the jokes rolling. Raul Meireles. Tattooed forever, tattooed style. Now, even more tattoos and even more swagger. Alessandro Nesta. The elegant wall of defense. And then he tackled like an artist paints. Lovely but lethal. Now serene on the sidelines, now a coach. Still the coolest under fire. Gianluca Zambrotta. The dynamo on the wing. Non-stop energy and flair. Now a coach and mentor. Still urging young players to run as quickly. Marco van Basten. Though his playing career was cut short, his quality never declined. Now a voice of football sanity and reform. Still speaking with the accuracy of his unparalleled volley. Patrick Kluivert. The Dutch lethal finisher. Barcelona's trusted marksman. Today, a football director. Still having an impact. Decision by decision. Frank de Boer. Netherlands defense boss. Now a manager, more reflective but with the same calm authority. Edwin van der Sar. The giant in the sticks. Icy calm. Elegant. Now in a suit. Unruffled in the boardroom as a club administrator. Jari Litmanen. Finland's maestro. Ajax's unassuming genius. Now just a humble man. Highly respected in Scandinavian and Dutch football. Dwight York. The Trinidad and Tobago phenomenon. United's smiling killer. These days, a coach. And still sporting that famous smile. Andy Cole, the other half of the York-Cole duo. A more subdued figure now, looking back on the game. Still incisive in analysis. Henrik Larsson, the Swede who mastered Scotland, Spain, and England. Now a coach, calm and ever respected. Rivaldo, Brazil's quiet killer up front. Now low-key but a legend. His name still evokes respect in all football discussion. Emerson, Brazil's midfield tank. Now old, distinguished, and busy developing the next generation of talent in his home country. Diego Simeone. Then, a hard man for Argentina and Atletico. Now one of the hardest coaches in world football. Still pacing the touchline, still snarling, still consumed. Tomas Rosicki, Arsenal's little Mozart. Injury may have doused him at the beginning, but now he's in Prague again. Classy, unassuming, and still getting it done behind the scenes. They were the heroes of our childhoods, poster faces, commentary voices echoing in the memory. Time might mislead the appearance, but their legacy never fades.